Hi, this is Tom Jacobs from tdjacobs.com and also healingsuicide.com. I'm an evolutionary astrologer and also a channel and energy worker and a psychic medium. I work with energetically programmed crystals for healing purposes. I do all kinds of healing work to help you out along your journey, whatever phase you're in. And this video is about Ceres in the birth chart. I'm going to do two examples. This is video number 2 in this series of examples. So examples 3 and 4. If somebody's counting. Since my progressman just went into Virgo, I feel like I need to be specific about these numbers. So what I want you to do, if you haven't seen it already, is go check out the 75-minute video. I love teaching and putting out these long videos, but check out the thing on Ceres, myth, archetype, and astrology. Because, well, anyway, I'll tell you the story here. So let me just pull up this little mini presentation here, and we'll do this. All right, so Ceres in the birth chart. This essentially picks up these 3 shorter videos with particular examples, picks up where I left off in the Ceres, myth, archetype, and astrology video on YouTube. It's also on EA Zoom meetings with an exclamation point at the end. It's also up there because I recorded that presentation to present to that group, and then they put it on their YouTube channel, and then I put it on my Ceres playlist, and everybody gets to see it. But anyway, that goes through, you know, myth, archetype, and then astrology. But it goes through how to understand what Ceres is about in a chart and each house and sign, and then I do 5 random examples without charts. That's where this video comes in. Now, the reason I'm teaching a lot about Ceres right now is because of Cerealia, which is a festival of Ceres that I have revived from ancient Roman times, where Ceres is the most important goddess to the populace because she is the grain or harvest goddess. She provides food that enables living together, which increases odds of survival. So she enables civilization and having food supplies to eat. So anyway, Cerealia, I'm reviving this because Ceres is an archetype about care and love and providing and protecting and parenting, sometimes literally parenting, but it's broader than that. And I'm doing this, you can see April 20th through 2019 is a home study course where you'll spend 20 minutes a day reading through a channeled text that I will send you, channeled from Ascended Master Jehudi, also known as Thoth, Saint Germain, Merlin, Hermes, and then questions for reflection you'll journal about. And the text and the questions are meant to unlock certain things so you can come into greater awareness of how models of care and love in your life play out. Do you care for others before you care for yourself? Do you find yourself burned out as a result? Who do you think is supposed to take care of you? Did somebody not make you feel safe before, so now you overwork in trying to be safe? All these things about, you know, what we're modeled care and love when we're young. So that's the idea with Cerealia. Now, that 75-minute video and these example charts can be seen as an introduction to Cerealia. And those are available to everybody. And then to work with the channel material and to have access to Q&A and calls together with me after Cerealia, from the 27th to the 29th, I'll host some calls people can opt into to share notes and support each other and talk about the process. That there is a fee for that, but this astrology intro thing, I want to launch this teaching for you so you can understand the importance of Ceres. Now, one of the main things in that video to understand, the longer one, to note in your head is that Ceres was promoted from the status by the IAU, International Astronomical Union, in 2006 from asteroid to dwarf planet, but Pluto was demoted from planet to dwarf planet at the same time, so we didn't notice that. But the promotion of Ceres says we need to pay attention to it in new ways. Think about the role of food and nurturing and care. Think about the prevalence of eating issues and what do you call them, eating disorders, and also just emotional eating, and how thinking about organic food and GMOs, all this has related to Ceres. So anyway, this is a huge thing that we haven't put our attention on. I'm attempting to insert this into our dialogue and teach a lot more about Ceres going forward. I do focus on a bunch of other archetypes, you know, Chiron and Lilith and Pluto quite often, and other teaching too. But this is important for your health, for your well-being, for boundaries, for your connections to your family, for your ability to be in your body and be healthy. So, okay, so that event is taking place. Check that out at tdjacobs.com. When you go to my homepage, you'll see this banner. You can click on it, get all the details. Now let's look at these two charts, and these are just taken from the Soul's Journey Soundbite database. I just kind of randomly chose, and I tried to pick some with different signs and houses and aspects to talk about. So the basic idea of Ceres is it's that parenting archetype where we may care for others before we care for ourselves, or we might try to bring love and support and nurturing to others where we feel we weren't nurtured and supported. So we might overextend ourselves in certain ways, being that caring figure, trying to cover up or trying to fill in gaps in ourselves. And the other thing is we may identify as what we do for other people. In that 75-minute video, you'll see myth and archetype explained, which will answer that, which is why I want you to stop this video if you haven't seen it and go back and watch that one. And then come back and watch these. So Ceres in the 4th house, in this person's family is Ceres energy. Anything in the 4th house is kind of in the air in our families. And everybody in the family system is trying to figure out how to work with these energies, how to figure this out. So with Ceres in the 4th, nurturing is a huge theme in the family, but not everybody's doing it actively and not everybody's doing it in healthy ways. So there may be boundary issues, there may be people not wanting to take responsibility for each other, something like that. But there's a great emphasis on parenting, nurturing, mentoring. Some people may not feel loved, and some people may feel smothered. Some people may feel that someone's really looking out for them, while other people don't feel that way. You know, like how siblings can have different experiences. So Ceres in the 4th also says, for this chart holder to have a solid emotional and psychological foundation, Ceres must be invested in. So I didn't mention this, but with Cerealia, if you sign up by April 1st, you have the option of an additional fee to get a mini reading modeled much like these, but it's more like 15 to 20 minutes instead of just like 10 minutes here, where I'll explain your series to you before you get into the channel material. So there's this like holistic kind of approach here. But anyway, this person may default to being a nurturing person or may wait for others to nurture him or her. This is a female I can see up in the corner of the chart here. So this person might, be waiting. This person might, when young, have had a model. You think about Ceres in Sagittarius, that could be huge, or it could be myopic and distracted. Like, I only see what I expect to find. So if somebody in the family says, Mom, I need this, or Dad, I need this, the mom or the dad might only see what they expect to see. So I don't think you need that. Could be one answer. And the parent might mean well. So anyway, this person needs to get to the bottom of what he or she needs and validate those things. Now, this series is also conjunct the asteroid Persephone. So that means that this person has to abduct herself into self-care. Persephone within us is always about 12 years old. Maybe clever, but not wise, not experienced, maybe green, right? And so this person's family members might also need to abduct themselves into self-care and caring for others. So this might be a person whose family is clueless. Like, God bless everybody, but this person, might have that going on. Now, we also have to acknowledge that the South Node's in Cancer. This is what I'll be doing in your mini readings before, weighing all these different options and helping you understand context with this nurturing archetype. South Node's in Cancer, yes, but it's in the 10th house. And that means that the Cancer energy in this family runs through the 10th house in the outside world. They may feed other people. They may take care of or nurture other people outside the home. North Node in the 4th house says, we haven't been shown in many lifetimes, so we're not showing our kids how to deal with their needs and their feelings and really go inside and take care of themselves. So not only is Ceres in the 4th with Persephone, this marker of I need to grow up already, and this is never going to get better until I make a new choice. And the North Node in the 4th saying, I've never really been taught how to be in this 4th house. That's a double statement of I need to invent some new ways of doing this that nobody has ever taught me. The thing with Persephone and Ceres together, Persephone, of course, is the daughter of Demeter or Ceres. And I mix up the names. I always substitute the names here. But the thing with Persephone is a part of us who's always about 12 years old will sit around and just kind of shrug things. And somebody else might say to us, why don't you do something about this? And the person might be like, I don't know. I just don't even know. I just can't get this thing off the ground. Because a 12-year-old doesn't know everything. And if you're 30, 40, 50, 70 years old, that inner 12-year-old does not know what you know. So in this case, the person has to abduct the self into something better. Recognize this is never going to change. I have to change this. Now, this series is also square the ascendant-descendant axis, which brings up in a very loud way the need for boundaries, to learn about what one is responsible for. Now, this person might turn into a nurturing person for others while not paying attention to her own, self, right? That's very likely with this. Given a Virgo rising, motivated, to behave in Virgoan ways, to respond, right? But then this series is also square Mars and Pisces in the 7th. So this person may draw Marsy people who need things, and this person might care for them. And that might even be some conflict sometimes. Again, the need to have boundaries. This person would highly likely draw others to him or her who need more than she can give or she knows is healthy to give. But again, I want to be loving. The series is a loving through doing or loving through action kind of archetype. And so the last thing is Ceres is opposing, well, not the last thing, but the last hard aspect here, opposing Vesta in the 10th house in Gemini. Now, Vesta is a marker of devotion. And in the 10th house, this person may find a community or through work a path to being very service oriented. Again, the South node's in the Cancer in the 10th. The person will care about people, and this person might find a cause to be devoted to in the world and really be devoted to public service in some way, and get paid for it. Not to paint the picture of an altruistic person who volunteers only. You can make money doing what you love and what you're devoted to, but the series says there may be inner needs that if I devote myself to this work, I might ignore what I need. This is the kind of person who might not take a vacation. And then the supervisor comes 8 years later and says, you have all this time accrued. If you don't take it, you're going to lose it. And that person may not think twice in saying, who cares? I have work to do. So just the devotion can actually take away from that. Now, the other thing here is that this is trine, the series in the 4th in Sagittarius, is trine Moon Pluto in the 12th. So another conversation with Moon energy, right, in the 4th house, right? And so it's trine Moon Pluto. Trines are supportive, boosting, flowing conversations. Moon and Pluto in the 12th can say, it's very important for me to have compassion for others, and I care about the world. I may even care about the suffering in the world, because it's in Leo, so the person may need to leave a personal mark as far as bringing something healing or nurturing or parenting to the world. And so this can set up, again, like with the opposition to Vesta, the trine to Moon Pluto in the 12th can make it seem like this part of me can never rest because I need to be of help. But again, is that energy flowing out? And this person may not be restoring herself and investing in her own needs. So that is this first chart. Let's move on to the second one for today, the second and final one. There we go. And this one's in the 2nd house in Aries, conjunct Venus and an asteroid. So there's another rich story in here with the aspects. But let's just start with Ceres in the 2nd house. And the idea is self-esteem, survival issues. We think of it as money and possessions. I realized as I tried to pick 6 different charts for the series of 3 videos, 2 of them have it in the 2nd house. So in video number 1, one of them has it in the 2nd house as well. But this is a little different story. The need to live according to one's own value system. And so in the person's value system is Ceres motivation. And in Aries, perhaps a warrior, rescue, savior kind of energy, perhaps a fierce kind of protector energy. Whether or not the person is a parent, it doesn't matter. When you see Ceres and you know that's the mother of Proserpine or Persephone, don't assume, because everybody has a Ceres, but not everybody has children. Sometimes it does come out as, pets and other kinds of community connections and through work and mentoring or fostering youth or whatever. But it's not always that a person has children. It's important to realize understanding care and love as central to, and protection and nurturing and mentoring as central to the Ceres archetype. It's not always biological connections. So this person in her value system are Ceres type tools wielded in a way to rescue and save others in Aries. Now, this Ceres is conjunct Venus, which makes Ceres central to all of her relationships. Now, we also notice that she has a crowded 7th house, even forgetting the asteroid, the true black moon Lilith, Saturn in Libra, and then Jupiter, Mars, which are retrograde, and Moon in the 7th house. So part of her already functions very strongly within relationships. She may see herself as a protector, as somebody who needs to save somebody or everybody. And also Eros, the asteroid Eros, from which we get erotic, is there. And this is in Aries, and so this will have to do with sexual relationships, but it also will have to do with a passion about any relationship. Eros is what fires us up, whether it's creative or sexual, whatever it is, kind of that energy beneath their differentiation, the spark of life, the spark of inspiration and fire. So this person will be passionate about protecting and perhaps saving other people. She may use her time, energy, and money overmuch in order to make sure other people are safe or they know someone's looking out for them. This could be the definition of loyalty. You know, this could be the absolute apex. You know, look up loyalty in the dictionary, and here is Libra 47, this woman born in Hong Kong in March of 1980. It could be very, very loyal, right? But again, could be at the expense of her own needs. And she, as I mentioned in the first example in the first video, or the other example in the first video, you know, she may use her time, energy, and money and then feel like she's falling short because she cares so much, right? That's a possibility here with this archetype. Now let's talk about some of the other aspects. This is in a grand trine. Well, it says with the south, the north node, so I'm not going to count it, but with the descendant, it is trine, and then also Neptune in the 10th. And that can open up, you know, a flow that makes you more compassionate and wanting to be there for other people. Sometimes when, you know, something like this is trine Neptune in a fire sign, we receive input, we receive information that opens us up. And in this case, it could be the enormity. Neptune is about things that are big. You know, it's an outer planet. Sometimes the enormity of what needs doing or what's going on in the world and the collective. And because it's trine Neptune in the 10th, it could be this person works in a way that attempts to address in a Neptunian fashion or brings in Ceres tools how to make life better for people, how to be that protective, nurturing warrior spirit through some job that may have to do with Neptune in some way. But the person may bring to bear her skills and talents. Now, another aspect here is that Ceres is opposing Pluto, and this actually is very important to understand the depth of this person's Ceres story. Pluto in any person's chart represents the depth of pain and wounding, but also the depth of passionate purpose that can be unlocked and accessed once we deal with our fears and our pains, our guilt and shame and anger about when it's gone wrong in many lifetimes. In other words, we need to do the Pluto in our charts to make life feel meaningful, but it also will bring up a cache of unconscious issues that are difficult to deal with. I have a whole set of teachings on Pluto, including the Pluto Generations Home Study course and a bunch of other things on tdjacobs.com if you're interested in that. I do focus quite a lot on Pluto and helping you become empowered in various ways. Understanding the pain and how to face it, and then proceeding with courage to heal the pain and face it. So this Pluto's in the 8th house in Libra, so betrayal issues, not being able to trust, or codependency problems, things that are unfair in intimate relationships, power over power under issues perhaps have abounded for the person. Maybe I don't know who I can trust, I don't know if I'm safe, I don't know if I should open my heart too deeply for people. I don't know if I can afford to be so vulnerable that I can let somebody in. That's a hard thing with this Pluto. That opposes Ceres Venus. So on the karmic level, on the multi-life interpretive level, this person is blocked by Ceres Venus people in many lifetimes. They want her to live according to their value system, and they're willing to, you know, fight for it and champion, right? This person says, I need you to look me in, this Pluto says, I need you to look me in the eyes. I need to connect with me. I need a real honest connection. I need to know that we're in this together. And that person may be confounded by other people who say, I'm going to lead you into this new direction. So think about that. You need to sit still and have a connection and know this peaceful, beautiful heart connection. And this other person might be charging forward according to his or her value system, leading you. And you feel like you're not connecting, and it may make you feel very lonely. So everything I said about this person's Venus, Ceres, Eros in the second house natally, we must understand in terms of the opposition to Pluto, the person may not want to give too much. The person may have examples of those savior types or rescuing warriors who actually cause more harm than good. So we have to kind of moderate the interpretation once we realize it's an opposite Pluto. Some of these behaviors and ways of living with other people have confounded this person in some lifetimes. So it may be very difficult, in fact. Okay, now shifting back, the Venus itself is quincunx Saturn, so is Ceres. So Saturn is quincunx Ceres, but not Neptune. Oh, sorry, not Uranus. Yeah, they're both quincunx Uranus. So Ceres and Venus represent the finger of a yod. So we have to talk about that now too. Now we have a third kind of category of interpretation. Like I said, this story is a really rich one, adding in the aspects. Quincunxes to Ceres say, I'm not sure how to be in the same room with these other kinds of people or influences. And in a natal chart, a single quincunx is very uncomfortable. And but when two planets that sextile each other, in this case, Uranus and Saturn, both quincunx something, then we have a finger of God as the nickname, a yod. And it can feel like God is pointing at you, you must do this, you know. It can feel like a great deal of pressure, and this planet can actually feel, you know, like you can't step back from it and you can't relax. So now we have this layer of, you know, the first layer of interpretation was the natal thing. Oh, this person might overgive and blah, blah, blah. Second layer, well, it's opposing Pluto. So this person might be afraid to give too much because, you know, other people who embody that energy, she may have had difficult dealings with such people at different times. Well, now we have it's a finger of a yod. So it's like she may feel a tremendous amount of pressure to do it, but again, she may feel hesitant to do it. So this person may at times feel caught, you know, between a rock and a hard place, or sometimes as if the walls are closing in. I have to give, I have to be helpful, I have to help you, but I don't know if I feel safe enough to really open up to, anyway. So there is this tension naturally in there. So that takes us to the end of this example, and I hope this has been helpful for you. And check out Cerealia, a festival of Ceres, subtitled Finding Ceres Within, the internal process using channeled material and channeled meditations and questions for reflection, and you'll journal on them and unlock the secrets of Ceres within you to, you know, to build better self-care, to release yourself from the past, to get to the bottom of emotion and food and how they intersect, and to become the source of love for yourself more. So all that's at tdjacobs.com. Thanks for your time and energy, and to take care of yourself.